Hello everyone. Welcome to another video of the monthly analysis of Indian share market. In this video, I am going to share my analysis of the Indian share market's performance for the month of June 2025. I am going to share my commentary on these 7 points. First is the headlines of the month. Next, key market indices performance. Third, sectors performance. Fourth, IPO and other market activities. Fifth, gold, silver, currency, and oil prices. Sixth, top 10 global economies performance, and seventh, future outlook and conclusion. So let's see each of these points in some detail. Before moving on, please read the entire disclaimer carefully. So let's start with the headlines of the months for the Indian market, especially. Number one is the Sensex crosses 84,000 mark for the first time since October 2024. So it's a very good point. Next is the RBI cuts repo rate by 50 bps to 5.50% in June monetary policy. So this has given a very good boost to the economy. Next is the IPOs sees strong investors appetite. So again, after a couple of months lull, the IPO boom is back. Next is the Indian rupee strengthens against US dollar. And fifth is the capital markets sector outperforms all other sectors. Now let's see the some headlines from the international market. US stock markets hit all-time highs in June. So US has hit the all-time high. We have yet to reach there. So this tariff deal on 9th of July, if that goes in India's favor, then probably we can expect our market to touch the all-time high as well. Next is the global growth forecasts have been cut, and tensions still remains a concern. Next is the Israel-Iran ceasefire eases geopolitical fears, and this boosts the sentiment of the market. The oil prices soars and then tumbled on the escalation and de-escalation of Middle East tensions between Israel and Iran. And finally, Bitcoin stabilizes near its peak, and institutional inflows is going on in Bitcoin. Let's see the key market indices performance in the month of June for the Indian share market. So these are the key indices: Nifty 50, which has given a return of 3.37% in June; Nifty Next 50, 3.47%; Nifty Mid Cap 100, 4.11%; Nifty Small Cap 250, 5.78%; and Nifty 500, 3.77%. So extremely good returns from all the indices across the board. Let's see the sectors performance. So this graph shows the performance of all the major sectors in the month of June. And as you can clearly see, the one outstanding sector is the capital market sector. And this sector has given 11.20% returns in the month of June alone. So standout performance, no one is even nearer to this sector. Other good sectors includes infra with more than 5% returns, IT with 4.5, commodities with four and a quarter, tourism close to 4.5, consumption over 4. And there is only one prominent sector which gave negative returns in the month of June, and that is FMCG. FMCG sector gave negative returns of negative 0.53% in the month of June. So let's hope that the good run continues for all other sectors and FMCG recovers. Let's move on to the IPOs and other market activities for the month of June. So in IPO space, the main board, eight IPOs opened for subscription and six got listed in the month of June. In SME, 30 IPOs opened for subscription and 17 were listed in the June. In OFS segment, four companies brought their OFS to the market: Indo Solar Limited, Diamond Power Infrastructure Limited, Vidol Corporation Limited, and Timex Group Limited. So the first three were on NSE and BSE both, and the fourth Timex Group Limited, India Limited OFS was only on BSE. So there are total four in the month of June. Now, major SEBI's action in June, major crackdown on pump and dump schemes with multiple multi-city raids including Ahmedabad, Mumbai, and Gurgaon. Next is the recovery proceedings for front running and unregistered investment advisory. And finally, the adjudication orders and penalties, business as usual for SEBI, goes on. Miscellaneous, so FIIs and DIIs both were net buyers in the equity market. FIIs with 7,488 crores and DIIs with 72,673 crores. Mutual fund SIPs touch an all-time high, I guess, at 26,688 crores. RBI shared its GDP projection with India's GDP projection for the financial year 26 at 6.5%, Q1 6.5%, Q2 6.7%, Q3 6.6%, and Q4 at 6.3%. Bitcoin is now almost stable at, or it is trading nearer to this 91 lakh 83,903 rupees level. Let's move on to the gold, silver, currency, and oil prices. So the gold, it remained flat and closed around 97,400 rupees for 24 carats for 10 grams. At one point of time on 20th of June, it reached 1 lakh 1,090 rupees, and on 30th of June at one time it reached at 97,330 rupees. For silver, it appreciated by almost 8%, so extremely good performance by silver in June, and closed at around 1 lakh 5,000 range. So the high was 1 lakh 9,250 on 17th of June, and low is 1 lakh 5,510 on 20th on 30th of June. Sorry. Currency exchange rate, so it is appreciated by 0.29%, so marginal change, and it is close to at around 85.65 for 1 USD. At one point of time on 23rd of June, it reached at 86.87 rupees, and on 2nd of June it was at low. 1 USD was as low as 85.05 rupees. And the oil prices, so there was huge volatility throughout the month of June because of Israel and America's attack on Iran. At one time it went very high up to $79.40 per barrel, but then it cooled down and the lowest it reached at 63. This is for Brent. For WTI, the highest was $78.40 and the lowest was $61.06 per barrel in the month of June. Now let's see how the top 10 global economies have performed in the month of June. So this graph shows the top 10 economies of the world. USA's markets performed very well with 4.96% returns. So we have seen that they have reached the all-time high. So it is expected. China 2.90%, Germany negative growth of negative 0.34%, India with 3.37%, Japan the best performing economy in the June, top 10 economy in the June with 6.16% returns. UK negative 0.13, France negative 1.11%, Italy negative 0.74%, Canada good performance with 2.61, and Brazil positive with 1.33%. So if we see the continent wise, North American, South American, Asia, these three continents, the markets gave positive returns in month of June, but the European market gave negative returns in the month of June. Now let's see the future outlook and conclusion. Now there are six factors and trends to watch out for in July 2025. First of them is the positive bias and Nifty targets. So experts anticipate a positive bias for Nifty, potentially reaching the 26,200 mark. This is supported by strong rollover data, improving market breadth, and sustained institutional participation. Next is the historical trends. July has historically been the strongest month for Nifty 50. with gains in 11 out of the last 15 years. This seasonal positivity, often driven by strong monsoon demand, contributes to the optimistic outlook. Third is the technical indicators. Now, the Nifty 50 has shown remarkable resilience, recovering significantly from April lows and breaking past crucial resistance levels. Bullish alignment of exponential moving averages (EMAs) suggest the broader trend remains positive. So technical indicators also supports a good month for the Indian share market. July is a good month. Next is the macroeconomic factor. So there are several macroeconomic factors. First of them is the Brent crude. So continued trading within a falling channel suggests a likely range of around $58 to $78 per barrel, which is generally favorable for India as an oil importer. Next macroeconomic factor is the dollar index. So a break below a 2-year range typically benefits emerging markets like India with further decline anticipated. So the dollar index is on a decline, which could help the Indian market. Next macroeconomic factor is the India's VIX. A low VIX of around 12.59 signals low expected volatility. So the expectation of volatility is low for the month of July, which aligns with a stable upward bias in equity markets. Next macroeconomic factor is the economic indicators. So manufacturing and services PMI are projected to rise, signaling positive economic growth. Wholesale price index is expected to increase, likely due to rising domestic demand and monsoon, while CPI inflation is expected to remain stable. And the final macroeconomic factor is the RBI policy. The RBI's assertive monetary policy, including a significant repo rate reduction in June, has boosted market sentiment and credit growth, especially for banks and NBFCs. So, several positive macroeconomic factors for the month of July. Fifth factor is the corporate earnings. So, the first quarter is over with June. The first quarter of the financial year 26 is over with June. So, a constructive earnings season with strong domestic demand and margin stability could act as a catalyst. Okay, so if the companies declare good results, so probably that would help the month of July. And the last point is the US tariff decision, which is a very big point on 9th of July. Now, a favorable or neutral outcome on the tariff front would reduce uncertainty and boost risk appetite, and um, which would be a very good and positive news for the Indian share market. So, the sentiment for the Indian share market for July appears cautiously bullish, with potential for continued upward momentum building on the gains of the recent months. So, finally, to conclude, June 2025 was a robust month for Indian equities with strong overall gains and broad based participation, setting a positive tone for July. So, that is all from my side in this video. Thanks for watching it. And if you have liked the video, please click on the like button, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back soon with another video. Goodbye for now.